Alright guys, welcome to your unit review for polynomials. We are going to cover page 3, number 1 through 8. Here you are going to find all zeros, whether real or imaginary. So to start off, if you take a look, okay, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. If your highest degree is a 3, that means your solution should have 3 x's. X should equal something 3 times, just like that. Now, what I would do is I would count and see if it's even possible. If you have 4 terms, the easiest thing to do is try to group. But don't forget your greatest common factor. If you look, there is nothing in here that looks alike, so you will not be factoring any greatest common factor. However, you do have 4 terms, so if I were you, I would group the first 2 together and group the last 2 together. What do these 2 have in common? Just keep in mind there's a y equal, which I'm solving for 0. My y will be 0. So I got x squared. Factor out your x squared. When you factor out your x squared, you have x minus 2. Keep your plus sign, okay? What do these 2 have in common? A 5. When you factor out a 5, 5x divided by 5 leaves you x. Negative 10 divided by 5 leaves you negative 2. Okay. Notice these 2 are alike. I will group them together. I'm going to go ahead and set them equal to 0 because you are solving for 0. So xy here is equal to 2. Next one, the leftovers, x squared and your 5. I put those together. Set them equal to 0, solve. Subtract 5 from both sides. Take a square root. You can't have a negative under there, so it comes out as an imaginary. And you can't, there's no perfect squares in 5. So your solution is 2 I square root of 5 and negative I square root of 5. So there's your answer for number 1. Number 2. Okay. This also has 4 terms, but I want you guys to kind of look. If I factor out x squared, I would have x minus 4. Can you factor anything out here where you would have left over x minus 4? You're not able to do that. So you're not going to use grouping here, okay? So another way you could have done this is, I can't factor really because there's 4 terms. I can't group them. I'm going to go and use synthetic division. So I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to enter my equation. Okay, clear. So x raised to the 3rd minus 4x squared minus 11x, make sure you type in correctly, plus 30. Okay? 30. There you go. Now, I can graph or I can hit second table. Your choice. Notice I have negative 3 is equal to 0. So one of my solution is going to be negative 3. Do you see another one yet? Okay? I'm not able to see another one. Oh, look, another one is 2. So x is equal to 2. How many solutions should you have? You should have 3, so you need x is equal to something. All right, and the other one's going to be 5. But showing your work, this is what you are going to do. Take one of them. This is like x plus 3, or x equals negative 3. Here's showing your work. Use synthetic division. 3, 2, 1, 0. See how they're in order? Bring down your coefficient. You are going to use synthetic division. Bring down your 1. 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. Negative 4 minus 3 is negative 7. Negative 7 times negative 3 is positive 21. Negative 11 plus 21 is 10. 10 times negative 3 is negative 30. Notice how you don't have a remainder. So one of these is your answer. See that right there? Okay. Now 2 trains of thoughts. What you can do is you can factor or you can keep going with your synthetic division. That's a choice you can make. I'm going to show you factoring just so you know. I started off with x to the 3rd, so this right now is x squared minus 7x plus 10. Set that equal to 0. I'm going to factor. What 2 numbers that multiply to give you 10, because this is 1 times 10, and is going to add to give you 7. Well, that's 5 and 2. Factors of x squared is x and x. Negative 5 times negative 2 is positive 10. Negative 5 minus 2 is negative 7. Okay? Set each one of these equal to 0, so that x is equal to 5. Let me show you how to do that one. Add 2, so x is equal to 2. Notice how I have both of these solutions. Okay? That's showing your work right there. Even though you could get that off the calculator, show me your work. All right. Number 3. You got 3 terms here. I cannot do grouping. However, is your second term power half of the first? Well, what you can do is you can try factoring first. So y equal 2 sets of parentheses. What numbers multiply to give you x to the 4th? X squared, x squared. Okay? What 2 numbers multiply to give you a positive 28 and is going to add to give you negative 11x squared? Minus 4 and minus 7. So minus 4 minus 7, just like that. Notice it's a quadratic. I'm going to set it equal to 0. And I'm going to solve. X squared is equal to 4. X is equal to plus or minus 2. Okay? Your other solution, x squared minus 7 is equal to 0. X squared is equal to 7. X is equal to plus or minus square root of 7. Okay? So there you have your solution. So what is my x equal to? X is equal to 2, negative 2, square root of 7, negative square root of 7. Number 4. Alrighty? You have different ways to do it. You can do grouping, or if I look at grouping, I don't think it's going to work. Okay? However, look straight across. What do they all have in common? You have an x in common. So I'm going to factor out an x. Then you have x cubed minus x squared minus 12x minus 40. Okay? This x right here, I'm going to set it equal to 0. That's going to be one of my solutions right there. Now, if you take a look at this one, if I try to factor this, try to group them, it's not going to work. Okay? So what I'm actually going to use is I'm going to use synthetic division. But I'm only going to use this inside part. So I'm going to clear that. So you have x raised to the 3rd minus x squared minus 12x minus 40. Oops. Maybe I should type it correctly, huh? Let's clear that and try again. X raised to the 3rd, right click, minus x squared minus 12x minus 40. Okay? And I can go to my table also. Take a look. You see how you have a 5? So my solution is going to be x is equal to 0, x is equal to 5. Just like that. And now I got to go find my other 2. So I don't know what that is. Okay? But then I'm going to delete this first in case my numbers are bigger than just a regular number. So hang on just a moment. I'm having issues. Alright, there we go. Alright, so I'm going to divide. Bring down your 1, negative 1, negative 12, negative 40. Notice you start off with x cubed, so this will end up in x squared. 1 times 5 is 5. You add, that leaves you 4. 4 times 5 is 20. You add, that leaves you 8. 8 times 5 is positive 40. Okay? So there you have that one. Alrighty. Now, I got 3 terms. This was x to the 3rd. Now I can have x squared plus 4x plus 8. Set that equal to 0. If you take a look, I do not know any number that multiplies to give me 8 and is going to add to give me 4. So for that reason, I'm going to go to the quadratic formula. Okay? So x equals negative 4, there's your b, plus or minus square root 4 squared minus 4 times your a times your c, all of that over 2a, which is 1. Okay? Always take care of what's underneath the radical first. So I'm going to say, get out of that, 4 squared minus 4 times 1 times 8. That gives you square root of negative 16. Okay. can't have a negative underneath the radical, so I'm going to factor out the square root of 16 is 4. So you have negative 4 plus or minus 4i over 2. Now if you take a look, I can divide every one of these by negative 2. So your final answer is negative 2 plus or minus 2i. 1, 2, 3, 4. You should have 4. Okay. Number 5. Okay, so you should have 4 x's. X is equal to, x is equal to, x is equal to, and x is equal to. Or you can write them together like I just did. Either way. All right. Now before I start, let's take a look. What do they all have in common? They got an x. Factor out your x. X to the third plus 9x squared minus 47x plus 33. Set this one equal to 0. There's your first solution. Okay? All right, now, following along, let's take a look. Is there anything in common you can factor out here? Not at all. So I'm going to go to my calculator, and I'm going to use synthetic division again. So you have x raised to the third, right click, plus 9x squared minus 47x plus 33. Okay? Now I'm going to my table. Right off the bat, I got to see 3 zeros. So your other solution is going to be 3. I know that for a fact unless I typed it in wrong. Okay? And then as I scroll through, I don't see another zeros to kind of help me find my other ones. Alrighty? So then I've got to go to finish it up. Alright, so I got a 3 there. Here's my 3. Okay? I'm going to use synthetic division to help me. Bring down your 1. 1 times 3 is 3. 9 plus 3 is 12. 12 times 3 is 36. That leaves you with negative 11. Negative 11 times 3 is negative 33. Okay? So there you have your other root, other zeros. This was x to the third, so now I have x squared plus 12x minus 11, all set to 0. Now think it through. Do you know two numbers that multiply to give you 11 and it's going to subtract to give you 12? You would think 11 and 1, but when you subtract 1 from 11, you get 10, not 12. So I'm actually going to use the quadratic formula again. Okay, so here we go. Here's your A, here's your B, here's your C. So x equals negative 12 plus or minus square root B squared minus 4 times your A times your C, all of that over 2 times A. Okay, let's put our calculator to work. Do what's underneath the radical first. Here we go. 12 squared minus 4 times your A times your C. That gives you 188. Alright, let's try to break that down. I'm going to divide it by 4. Does 4 work? Yep. That leaves you 4 and 47, 2 and 2. Okay, 2 of a kind. Alright, so now I'm going to rework this problem. So now you have x equals negative 12 plus or minus 2 square root of 47 over 2. Is there any number that goes into all of them? A 2. So I'm going to divide every one of these by that. So your final answer is negative 6 plus the square root of 47, negative 6 minus square root of 47. And there you have your 4 solutions. Okay? And that's why we could not find these, because they had a square root. Number 6. All right. Now take a look. You should have 4 answers also. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what we can find. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The only way to do it is synthetic division. So here we go. Excuse me. Y equal. Let me type it in correctly. Clear. X raised to the 4th. Right click. Plus 3x raised to the 3rd. Plus 10x squared. Plus 6x minus 20. Alright, let me retype that again because I cannot type correctly. X raised to the 4th, right click, plus 3x raised to the 3rd, right click, plus 10x squared, plus 6x minus 20. And you can graph it if you like, but I'm actually going to go to the table. All right, second table. I saw some zeros up here earlier. Let's go see. Oh, 1 and 0. So there's my 1. You see another? Negative 2. You see another? Okay, that's all I see. So, let's go ahead and start our synthetic division. I'm going to divide by 1 first. Bring down all your coefficient. Make sure it's in the order of highest to lowest. Bring down your 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Add. 4 times 1 is 4. Add. 4 times 1 is 14. Add. 20 times 1 is positive 20. All right. Okay. Next, I'm going to divide by negative 2. Because if I were to group these, it's not going to work. All right. So negative 2. Synthetic division. Bring down your 1. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. That leaves you 2. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. That leaves you 10. 10 times negative 2 is negative 20. And there's your 0 remainder. Okay? So you got those two. Now I got to go find these two. X to the 4th, x to the 3rd, x squared. Plus 2x plus 10. I don't know of any numbers that multiply to give you 10 and is going to add to give you 2. So, all right, so I'm going to have to do the quadratic formula again. Here we go. X equals negative 2 plus or minus square root. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and type that part in the calculator because I'm running out of room. So, b squared, 2 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 10. And that gave me negative 36. All right, now I'm going to take it from there. All of that over 2 times 1. Well, what's negative of square root of negative 36? That is just 6i. So, now you have negative 2 plus or minus 6i over 2. And yes, I can make it smaller. Negative 1, 3, and 1. Okay? So your solution, your answer will be negative 1 plus 3i, and the other one is negative 1 minus 3i. Okay? Let me write it bigger. Well, that one doesn't look very pretty. Let's see if I can erase it and start again. There we go. Negative 1 minus 3i. That looks even worse. Let me just rewrite it. Negative 1 minus 3i. So there's your solution for number 6. Okay? Number 7. Alrighty. 2 terms, actually 3 terms. Second is half of the first. Do I know a number that multiplies to give you 36 and is going to subtract to give you 5? I actually do. So I'm going to factor x squared. 2 numbers that multiply to give you that, but it's going to leave you negative 5. There we go. It's going to subtract. Minus 9 minus 4. X squared minus 9 equals 0. X squared is equal to 9. X is equal to plus or minus 3. Same thing. X squared minus 4 equals 0. X squared is equal to 4. X is equal to plus or minus 2, because you're going to take a square root of it. So the answer for this one is x equals plus or minus 3 plus or minus 2. Okay? Number 8. Wow, big numbers, huh? Let's take a look. I am not going to be able to simplify it like that, so I'm going to do quadratic formula also. X raised to the 4th minus 6x raised to the 3rd minus 89x squared plus 495x plus 574. Oh, wow, I did it again. 4, right click. Let's try again. X raised to the 4th minus 6x raised to the 3rd, right click, minus 89x squared plus 492x plus 574. Okay. Let's see if we can find some zeros. I'm going to go down instead. Oh, look at that. There's one of them. So, one of my answers is x is equal to negative 1. And I should have 4. Will you leave my door open, please? Thank you. All right, there's another one. 7, okay? Let me see. I should have 4. You have another one? I sure don't. So I'm going to have to do synthetic division. Okay, so here we go. -1, so you got 1, -6, -89, 492, 574. Synthetic division, I'm going to use my calculators to help me. 1 times 1 is -1, -7, +7, -89 plus 7 is -82, times -1 is +82. Okay, so that gives me 574. 574 times -1 is -574. There's your 0. There's that. Now I'm going to divide by 7. So you got 1. 1 times 7 is 7, gives you 0. 0 times 7 is 0, -82. -82 times 7 is -574. Alright. X to the 4th, x to the 3rd, x squared minus 82 is equal to 0. X squared is 82. Take a square root. Okay. 82 divided by 4. See how that doesn't work? 82 divided by 9. None of those are perfect square root. 82 divided by 16. Nope. So other than that, so your final answer right here is x equals plus or minus square root of 82. Okay. So there's your answer for page 3. Good luck on your test. Bye.